Toy Bazaar from Mark Turmell of Activision Software only saw release on two computer platforms back in the 80s, the ZX Spectrum in 1985, but first and originally for the Commodore 64 in 1984. I'm so glad it's this way around for a change, and that's probably why it turned out to be a great game. Toy Bazaar definitely lived up to its namesake. It centres around toys and it's bizarre, taking place in a toy factory where the automation has gone awry, creating killer toys.
The eye in the sky. He sees everything.
Each level of the factory is a single screen affair, and right away you'll notice the gameplay is a little bit reminiscent of Nintendo's Mario Brothers. Nope, not the Mario and Luigi running around jumping over platforms and stuff, but the 1983 original, where Mario, jumps over stuff. However, the comparison is only slight. As you can see here on Mario Brothers, you would punch floors from below creatures to knock them upside down, so you could then bump them off the screen for points. In Toy Bazaar, you'll have floor layouts and entrances similar to the ones in Nintendo's platformer, and there's some bumping things off screen for points, but there's a lot more going on than that. One major thing you'll find are little valves throughout the level. If left unattended, they eventually inflate balloons. If you don't pop the balloons in time, they will float to the top of the screen and pop. If you let the balloons pop on their own, the explosion will summon different kinds of toys. Touching these toys is fatal. In order to remedy that, you have to get them to land on specific surfaces. While they're on these surfaces, you can quickly jump to a switch that will temporarily deactivate the toys, so you can destroy them. Each level has a certain number of balloons to be destroyed while the punch clock winds down. The faster you can do this, the more time you have left at the end, which also gives you more points. One strategy a lot of people will also go for on their quest for a high score is to shut off valves. This is an excellent strategy to employ. However, there is yet another hurdle the factory throws at you. Remember those cheap wind-up walker toys we've all had at one time or another as children? You know the type. They have a key or knob sticking out of their back. You twist it as far to the right as it can go, then set it down. The toy then walks around until it either falls off a table or collapses on itself. Well, imagine if there was a giant, life-sized killer toy android that worked that way, because there seems to be one wandering around the toy factory. This automation has also gotten the HAL 9000 virus and decided that you need to die for it to complete its mission.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Not only do you have to avoid this thing at all costs, the android will turn on any valves you've previously shut off, allowing for more balloons, more killer toys, and less time on the clock. There are even bonus stages called safety checks, where you have to shut off all the valves before the android can turn them back on. In later safety checks, you'll sometimes contend with multiple androids. If all of that sounds confusing, fear not. It becomes easy to understand once you've played the game for a few minutes. Once you understand it, you have yourself a very addictive and entertaining puzzle platformer. While visually, one could argue it doesn't look as nice as Mario Brothers, you can't deny it doesn't look bad at all for 1984. It does a lot with the simplicity. Factor in the ominous sound that plays between rounds, and you've got some eerie atmosphere going on in a soulless toy factory. From the heyday of the C64 era, and an example of how, while everyone else seemed to be releasing a fair amount of steaming doggy doo-doo, Activision kept delivering hit after hit. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and do be sure to share your experiences with your time playing Toy Bazaar in the comment section. I can imagine that this game will be in the memory banks of many Commodore 64 enthusiasts out there, and if it's this nostalgia that you love, then definitely hit subscribe, as we continue on this ongoing journey to revisit the classics from our childhood. Check out the playlist to find more games from 1984 and all the way across its life cycle, with plenty of games yet to come. Hopefully, I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, bye for now.